pleasure to cast them. I do think that we have the captain of SMI joining us for an interview.
We do. I'm just messaging him here to see if he is ready to join us. But in the meantime, do hang with us for a few more minutes. As Nick said, we have the captain of Team SMI that said he's interested in joining us. But in the meantime, do follow us on Twitter at WingNetSC, at Gallegation. Our next cast will be next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So be sure to join us for that. We will be casting Week 6 matches in the which are being played this week in the second round of pool stages, and those will be very important as they will decide the seeding into the bracket stage of the finals.
Absolutely. And just one more announcement. Usually you can catch us on this channel Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. However, next week there will be a slight deviation. We will be casting on Friday at 8:30 as opposed to Thursday. So if you join us at Thursday at 8:30 expecting to see us, you will not see us. You will just see that crayon drawing staring you in the face, and you will wonder where we are. We will be there on Friday. So if you follow us on Twitter, we will be announcing that, or just keep it in your brain noggin and show up then.
I like to use my brain noggin.
I do too.
Now I'm getting Tim, the captain of SMI, in the chat here. So it looks like he's joining us now. Are you there, Tim? Are you there, Tim?
I think I'm here.
you're here.
Skype... Sorry, okay, so my Skype said it's not responding at the moment. So I didn't know if the call is still working or not.
It's working for now. We'll see what happens.
Well, thank you for joining us. How are you this evening?
I'm doing all right.
All right.
I think you guys did a pretty good job there casting the games. I do appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for allowing us to do so. Thanks for joining us this evening. So I've got to ask a few questions of you. How did you feel entering this matchup against Team NrG? Were you familiar with the team?
I have known NrG since the Brood War days, so I've known them for quite a long time. And as far as StarCraft 2 goes, I've known them for a while. I know that they're a very strong team. So going into the match, I was looking forward to it, but I wasn't quite sure exactly how we would do. I knew that we had a pretty strong lineup, so I was pretty confident though.
As you went into this, what factors did you consider in the matches as you put out your players? Did you have any plan going into it, or did you just kind of say, "Oh, this was really strong. I know this guy's good against this, so let's go that route"?
I've kind of always been of the mindset, as far as all kills go, that you shouldn't go into a clan war with a set plan as far as, okay, this guy is going to go first, this guy is going second, and so on and so forth. I think that it's best to decide who you're going to put up first based on the starting map and who the other team has as their players and who their potential starters will be. And then from there, just kind of, go depending on who won the last game and what maps are remaining.
I think that's a great strategy to use. It definitely makes a lot of sense. So how are you feeling moving forward in the rest of the tournament?
I think that we'll do okay. I'm confident in my guys. I know that they're all really, really great players. But I know that there's a lot of really great teams out there. For example, next week, it's probably going to be pretty tough, but we'll see how we'll do.
As you alluded, next week you face YMCMB, which is currently in first place. As the underdog in the matchup, how do you intend to pull the strings to pull out a victory?
Well, like I said, you go into every match knowing who you want to start, and then from there it just kind of comes down to strategy. You need to take into account who they have left to play, what maps are left, and who you have available at the time. And based on that, you just kind of decide, okay, this guy's good in this matchup, this guy's bad in this matchup, and they prefer these maps, or what maps are good for what races, and you just kind of play the strategy game at that point.
Well, it sounds like you've at least, you're thinking about it a little bit, but you're not overthinking it. You're not going in with a too set in stone mindset, so that's good. Um, as we've mentioned multiple times throughout tonight's cast, the last matches of the group stage are about to be played, and your team has definitely solidified a spot in the playoffs, but you're going to likely have an uphill battle to pull out a victory in the tournament overall. How are you preparing your team for the fight ahead?
Well, I think like any team, you play with one another, you practice with one another, and then you always have the awesome uh, Blizzard ladder system to go practice your games on. And with their new function where you can, hide your match history, that's uh, that's always really nice because you can go ladder and practice and not be worried that when you go into the clan war that the other team is going to go look at your match history and see, you know, what builds you were actually practicing and going in. So, I mean, we basically we just practice with one another to do the best that we can.
Yeah, that's moving on in a less of a happy note. You guys made a quite lengthy post on Team Liquid, letting the community know what was going on. But as everyone knows now, or at least most people have found out, your team was the victim of a fraud scam with an investor that you guys had hopes for, and unfortunately, that had a really bad impact on your team, as you've had several players leave. Just as you have the microphone now, is there anything that you wanted to let the community know about that? And we were just curious how you've also retained quite a few players too, and it's so unfortunate when things like this happen to good teams, and we were really sorry to hear that as well. And we'd just like to know also how you hope to go forward.
Well, it is unfortunate. And I mean, at a certain point, there's really not too much that you can do other than damage control. And that's kind of what I was trying to do when I made the post on Team Liquid was damage control, but also, bring it to light that, hey, this person's out there and this is what they tried to do to us. So kind of keep your eye out on them. And if you see anybody, if you see this person, don't trust what they're saying, basically. Um, at the time that it was all brought to my attention, I was kind of on a hiatus from managing for about a month or two, I want to say, because I just started a new job and it was taking me quite a while to kind of get accustomed to learning everything there. And so I had a phone call one night from a guy on my team. It told me that this was kind of going to happen, and I was very skeptical, very, very skeptical. But things happened, without my knowledge, and it moved along very, very fast. And at a certain point, when I was really ready to step in and take control of things, things were already at a point where there's no going back. I mean, players had already left their other teams. They had signed contracts, and they were tagged up on our tag. So really the only thing that I could do was try to do what was best for the players, and I did everything that I possibly could to figure out exactly what was going on. And unfortunately, it turned out that it was a scam or a fraud, however you want to word it. And players that had joined the team for that reason, they, a lot of them left, which I understood fully. And I mean, Skipper was really the only person that had joined the team because of the whole offer and the whole sponsorship ordeal. And he was the only one that actually stayed on the team. And he stayed with us for, I want to say, three weeks or so after the fact. And honestly, I really appreciate it. I didn't expect him to. He's a great guy. And, he became friends with guys on our team that were already there. For example, Days and Symphony and Medic and things like that. So he kind of stuck around for a while. And at a certain point, he decided that he wanted to go back to his old team, .SCA, and which I understood. So can't hold anything against the guy.
Yeah, well, thanks for, I know it's a touchy subject, and just thanks for touching on that. And we just have to really say also a big thanks for just the openness that teams like yours have with the community, because we've seen as things happen that, it's much better to just be open about it than, much more of a negative error comes from things when they're just hidden under the things. So, the community as a whole, it's good to We appreciate you making everyone aware of what was going on for everyone's sake, and we really wish you the best of luck going forward.
I appreciate that. One thing that I do want to say, and I mean, this is going to be in people's heads, is we're going to have this image for a while until, it's everything's kind of in the past and under, it's water under the bridge, and it's been a while, but people still consider us a scam team, or they'll go about saying that. But I do want everybody to know that the players that are currently playing for SMI are playing with us because they want to be, and that is the only reason why they're with us, is because they want to be here, and I appreciate that. So if you think that we're offering them anything, the only thing that we're offering them are good friends, good teammates, good practice, and just a good place to kind of hang out and have fun.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I do want to say that we wish you the best of luck moving forward in the tournament and moving forward with the team as you guys continue to rebuild the team and the reputation both. Did you have any shout-outs that you wanted to offer up before we cut you loose tonight?
I do want to give a shout out to SC2CTL. It's a great team league. Very unfortunate what happened in the first season with the old people who were running it. It just kind of fell apart. But I'm really glad that Troy, that's his name, right? Troy.
Yep.
I'm not getting it wrong. Okay, I was kind of freaking out there for a second. Yeah, I'm really glad that Troy kind of stepped in and took the reins of things, and he's doing a really good job of making things run. So I want to give him a shout out. I want to give you guys a shout out for casting the games. I do appreciate it. You guys did a pretty good job, and you made us look good.
Oh, we try, and we really appreciate the responsiveness of the teams, and big thanks to you and the other teams that we've contacted in these games. It really adds an element to the broadcast, the cast. We want to get the teams out there, the players out there. So, big thanks for the information you gave us about your team, and a super huge thanks for joining us. That's awesome.
Not a problem. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
So as we say goodbye to Tim, we appreciate him coming on and joining us here for a little bit.
Absolutely. Team SMI, if you're interested in following them and seeing what they continue to do in the future, you can find them on Twitter at SMI Team SC2. Their Facebook page I'm not going to be able to read, but I will post it in chat. And you can find their website at www.smiteam.net. All that information is going into the chat right now. So check them out. They're a cool team, cool guys, as Tim was gracious enough to join us and talk a little bit about his team.
Yeah, we also just want to say, again, a huge thank to Das Keyboard for sponsoring the league. They will be providing 5 keyboards to the winning team. So that's a pretty big step, especially for, a new league coming in for a company as big as Das Keyboard to throw their support behind it. So we really appreciate that. We thank everyone for joining us tonight. We know there's a lot of big streams, a lot of big name people streaming tonight, so we're super happy that all of you chose to join us this evening. And we ask that you come back. Our next broadcast will be Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And to find out the teams that we'll be casting and when we'll be going live and all that, do follow at WingnetSC on Twitter, at Gallegation on Twitter, and at SC2CTL on Twitter. I also have a Facebook page. I keep forgetting to mention that, but it's /WingnetSC. I think it's like that as well. But huge thanks for joining us. Shout outs all around to everyone talking in chat. Thanks for Gallegation for casting with me. You're a super cool human being.
Well, thank you. So are you.
Do you have anything, any shout outs or anything before we sign it off?
I think you covered most of it. Big thanks to the mods who are in chat tonight, keeping everybody safe from those nasty spammers, and appreciate every single one of you who has tuned in and helped make this league successful. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I also know someone else, real quick, someone said in chat, it's definitely an achievement when you've become popular enough on Twitch to where you attract the spammers. So achievement unlocked for SC2CTL. So, but that'll be it for us tonight. Join us Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Check Reddit and Twitter for all the updates on that, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good night.